Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are the latest headlines. Prime Minister Modi and German Chancellor Angela Merkel to visit Bengaluru today due to attend business event and interact with who's who of the IT industry. Home Ministry issues advisory to all states to take strict action against those exploiting religious sentiments. Centre expresses concern over communal turn to Dadri lynching incident. Madheshis in Nepal to begin formal talks with the government from today. They have been protesting division of their homeland in newly promulgated constitution. Turkey summons Russian ambassador again over second violation of its airspace by Russian warplane operating in Syria. NATO urges Moscow cease and desist. And South Africa clinched T20 series with a comfortable 6-wicket win over India in the second T20 at Cuttack. India's poor performance leads to unruly crowd behaviour. Well, our top focus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Angela Merkel will visit Bengaluru today on day 2 of Merkel's visit to India. The two will participate in a business event hosted by NASSCOM on industry and also visit the innovation and scaling centres at the German company Bosch. The Prime Minister will join Merkel for a first-hand view of the €50 billion German auto major Bosch facility and learn how other German firms in the country will contribute to the Make in India and Digitize India projects. The two will also interact with who's who of the IT industry, including Infosys co-founder Narayan Murthy and Wipro Sar Azim Premji and German software major SAP India executives. But German Chancellor Angela Merkel began her 3-day visit to India on Monday. After her meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the two sides signed 18 MOUs. India and Germany have agreed to enhance ties in several key areas, including defence, manufacturing, trade, intelligence and clean energy.
To further strengthen Indo-German bilateral ties, Chancellor Angela Merkel began her visit to India today. She held wide-ranging talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Delhi. The two leaders will continue their consultations in Bengaluru tomorrow, where they will attend a business summit.
I believe that in a world of seamless challenges and opportunities, India and Germany can also be strong partners in advancing a more human, peaceful, just and sustainable future for the world. We have a rich history of engagement. We share values, comfort in our relations, and a sense of responsibility to the world.
The two sides have signed 18 memorandums of understanding covering a wide range of areas, including defence manufacturing, trade, intelligence and clean energy. Both leaders expressed hope that their discussions would pave the way for a more robust partnership.
German response to our development agenda is very encouraging. We can look forward with confidence to increase investment, trade and technology partnerships in manufacturing infrastructure and skill development. German engineering and Indian IT skills can create the next generation industry that will be more efficient, economical and environment friendly.
The pacts signed include a joint declaration of intent between the HRD Ministry and the Federal Foreign Office of Germany. The two sides also announced setting up a fast-track system for German companies in India. The approvals process will ensure that German firms will have a single point of contact in the Indian administration.
Große Zielsetzungen gesetzt, die noch mehr Firmen aus Deutschland einladen und die deutschen Firmen werden das sicherlich sehr intensiv aufnehmen und ich möchte mich bedanken, dass wir dieses Fast-Track-Abkommen heute hier unterschreiben konnten, damit die Beratung und die Schnelligkeit der Genehmigungserteilung einfach für mittelständische Firmen sich auch verbessert und wir halten das für einen sehr wichtigen Punkt.
1,600 German companies in India and growing in number will be strong partners in creating a global workforce in India.
Germany will also provide assistance of over €1 billion for India's green energy corridor and solar projects. The Prime Minister also thanked Merkel for Germany returning the 10th century statue of Durga. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And now news from poll-bound Bihar. Well, today is the last day for RJD President Lalu Prasad and senior BJP leader Sushil Kumar Modi to file a reply in connection with the FIRs registered against them for violation of the poll code. The Election Commission on a Thursday issued notices to Lalu Prasad and senior BJP leader Sushil Kumar Modi in connection with the FIRs registered against them for violation of the poll code. The two leaders were asked in their notices to submit their reply by 6th of October, that is today. An FIR was lodged against RJD President Lalu Prasad last Tuesday for making allegedly a casteist remark which the Election Commission found to be violative of election laws. Senior BJP leader Sushil Kumar Modi was also booked for the same for allegedly promising to give away laptops, color televisions to voters. Now, a lot is being said about the apparent discord within the Grand Alliance in Bihar. However, party leaders have cleared the air and they have said that all is well within the Grand Alliance and the issue has been raised by the opposition parties in order to divert attention from the real focus areas.
Lalu Prasad Yadav, who had skipped Rahul Gandhi's first election rally in Bihar last month, said that he will not campaign alongside Congress President Sonia Gandhi for the Bihar elections. Lalu Yadav had shared the stage with Sonia at a mega rally in Patna last month, but he is reportedly upset at the prominence the ally has bestowed upon Nitish Kumar.
गठबंधन में सब ठीक है, तीनों दलों के नेता और कार्यकर्ता मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं। ये संघ परिवार का नया सगुफा है।
इसके उसकी दूरी है, इससे उसकी दूरी है। साहब, हमारी दूरी आपको चुनाव की मतगणना के दिन पता चल जाएगा। हर चुनाव का एक मिजाज होता है और हम उस मिजाज से चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं और उस मिजाज को आप नहीं समझ पाएंगे कि हम आपको जहां दूरी दिख रही है वहां निकटता है।
The alliance has said that its strategy is for top leaders to campaign separately in Bihar to cover more ground.
उनकी अपनी पब्लिक मीटिंग्स हैं, हमारी अपनी पब्लिक मीटिंग्स हैं और एक मीटिंग जो शुरू में हुई थी उसमें सोनिया जी ने, लालू जी ने, नीतीश जी ने सब ने मिलके एक साथ पब्लिक को एड्रेस किया था। लेकिन ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर पब्लिक मीटिंग के अंदर सारे नेता एक साथ हों।
There seems to be some discord in the Grand Alliance, but for now the leaders are trying to put on a united front. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And in other news, transporters have called off their 5-day-old strike after a meeting with the Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari. The government has assured that the truckers' demand will be looked into. Now, a committee headed by Transport Secretary has been formed in which truckers have also been representatives to look into their demands, and a report will be submitted by 15th of December. The All India Motor Transport Congress, that is AIMTC, had gone on a strike demanding scrapping of the present toll collection system. The transporters body says that it is a tool of harassment for truckers, besides seeking a one-time payment of taxes and simplification of the TDS procedure. As previous consultations with the government had failed to resolve the deadlock, AIMTC has also sought Prime Minister Narendra Modi's intervention into the matter. The government has proposed an electronic toll collection system in the entire country by the month of December, but the transporters claimed that this was not a practical solution as a pilot project in this regard was not successful.
कि आप जब आपकी मांगों पर हम लोग चर्चा कर रहे हैं, आपकी कमेटी उसके ऊपर अध्ययन करने वाली है, तो आप आपके स्ट्राइक को आप फॉलो अप करिए और उन्होंने हमारी बात को समर्थन किया और ये स्ट्राइक वापस लेने के बारे में डिक्लेरेशन किया। मैं उनको बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ।
हमारे माननीय मंत्री जी ने भी बड़ी एक इच्छा शक्ति जताई कि वो इन समस्याओं का समाधान करेंगे। इन्हीं के आश्वासन के ऊपर आज हमने स्ट्राइक कॉल ऑफ की है।
इसके लिए कमेटी बनेगी जिसमें AIMTC और भारत सरकार के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स होंगे। वो कमेटी मेरी अध्यक्षता में होगी और इस कमेटी ने 15 दिसंबर तक का टाइम मांगा है। तो जितने भी इश्यूज हम रिजॉल्व कर सकते हैं हम उसका रेजोल्यूशन करेंगे।
Now, the centre has asked states to take strictest action against those who attempt to weaken the secular fabric of the country by exploiting religious sentiments. Now, expressing concern over communal incidents arising out of the Dadri lynching case, the Home Minister called the incident unfortunate and said, and I quote him now, while law and order is basically a state subject, the Ministry of Home Affairs has been concerned over various incidents with communal overtones across the country, including the recent unfortunate incident at Dadri in Uttar Pradesh. There is zero tolerance for any attempt to weaken the secular fabric of the nation and exploiting religious emotions or sentiments. MHA has called on the states to take a strictest action as per law against such elements without any exception whosoever, quote unquote. Now, the MHA is also looking for the option to fund one of its crucial divisions, the Human Rights Division, that deals with matters relating to protection of the Human Rights Act, national integration and communal harmony. The MHA is also contemplating to set up a body to facilitate interaction between different communities for maintaining a communal harmony in the country. Now, shifting focus to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's constituency Varanasi, where curfew has been lifted from all areas after clashes took place on Monday. Now, all schools and colleges will remain closed today. Tension erupted on Monday after clashes erupted between CS who held a demonstration and the cops. Now, 12 people, including 8 policemen, were injured in the widespread violence and arson. Meanwhile, Home Minister Rajnath Singh took stock of the situation. He also spoke to Varanasi SSP and has assured him to ensure peace. Now, additional police force were also deployed in the region. According to PTI, 29 people were arrested in connection with incidents of stone pelting and setting ablaze of a police booth. The curfew was imposed after stone pelting between police and protesters during a Pratikar Yatra to protest against police action on 22nd of September on a religious procession during the immersion of Ganesha idols.
हम लोगों ने जब देखा तो स्थिति पूरी तरह से नियंत्रण करने की कोशिश की और स्थिति बहुत ख़राब हो जाती है अगर जो है हम लोग समय से ना होते, समय से नियंत्रण ना होता, फोर्स और हमारी सब जो है संयम से काम ना लिए होते। तो इस हिसाब से जो है जो भी व्यवस्था हुई हम पूरी तरह संतुष्ट हैं और कह सकते हैं कि स्थितियां कंट्रोल में हैं।
अभी देखिए बाहर की जनपद से भी फोर्स लगा हुआ है, पीएससी भी लगी हुई है और उसके अलावा जो है थानों से भी फोर्स मंगाया गया है और जो सेंसिटिव पॉइंट्स हैं वहाँ पे जो है पिकेटिंग की व्यवस्था की जा रही है और पुलिस मोबाइल भी हो रही है। और मेरी सभी जनपद वासियों से अपील है कि अपने अपने घर में रहें क्योंकि अभी जो है सेंसिटिविटी थोड़ी बनी हुई है।
Now a look at what all events are lined up for the day ahead. The Supreme Court will hear the pleas of RBI, SEBI and UIDAI seeking clarification of its 11th of August interim order that asked the government not to link Aadhaar with the social and disbursal of subsidies welfare schemes. On 29th of September, the RBI and SEBI, along with the governments of Gujarat and Jharkhand, sought clarification and modifications in a Supreme Court order that Aadhaar card will not be mandatory for availing benefits of various welfare schemes. The Telangana Telugu Desam Party has given a call for statewide bandh today to protest against the suspension of MLAs from the Assembly. As many as 32 MLAs from several parties were suspended from the Telangana Assembly on Monday. Telangana TDP chief L. Ramana said that the bandh is to question the Telangana government on the farmers' suicides. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences will announce the 2015 Nobel Prize for Physics today. The Nobel season kicks off this week with the announcement of the Medicine Prize on Monday. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry will be announced on Wednesday. And in Breakfast Bulletin, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
Hello and a warm welcome to It's My Life, the program that brings you face-to-face with country's top politicians.
You know, I've been flying for a very long time. It's a passion of mine.
You miss the Western outfits, Absolutely, I do.
I have always been telling her, hey, Punjabi suit.
You can't be a successful MP without your wife.
I can't be successful anything without my wife.
मैं तो चला जिधर चले रास्ता.
My wife
Dr. Prachi was also prisoner in the other prison.
अगर मैं बोलूं मिठाई,
कराची हलवा,
कॉमेडियन,
जाने वाकर।
Join a journey to know your leaders better on It's My Life, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Tales that inspire, stories of social change. A salute to diversity, promoting public discourse. Events that motivate, inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries every Friday at 10:30 p.m, Saturday 12:30 p.m and Sunday at 1 p.m.
Welcome back. Now, Nepal's Indian origin Madheshis have agreed for talks with the Nepal government that begin from today. Now, they are protesting the division of their ancestral homeland in the newly promulgated constitution. They have agreed for talks to find a peaceful solution to an unrest that has claimed over 40 lives. The Madheshis will be represented by the Joint Madheshi Front. A 3-member talks team has been formed by the 3 major political parties to hold talks with the agitating Madheshis and Tharu groups. Now, new demarcation of boundary for the southern plains, more rights and representations for the Indian origin Madheshi people are the major demands of these agitating groups. They are inhabitants of Nepal's Terai region, bordering India, and opposed to splitting the country into 7 provinces. The talks between government's talk team and Federal Democratic Front, a moderate alliance of Madheshi parties, is already underway for the past 3 days.
इस संविधान में हम लोग का अधिकार नहीं है, बराबरी का कुछ नहीं मिला हम लोग का। जो हम लोग का जो प्रदेश बना है, ये प्रदेश सूखा है।
पर सौतेला व्यवहार किया जा रहा है, असमानता दिखाया जा रहा है। यहाँ पर जब कि विगत हम लोग 62 और 66 की लड़ाई में हम लोग भी लड़े हैं।
On to the big international story. Well, a Russian fighter jet briefly entered a Turkish airspace on Saturday along the border with Syria, setting alarm bells ringing in NATO. Now, Moscow defended its intentions, saying that the incident was a mistake caused due to bad weather. Ankara threatens to respond to any future provocations.
Russia's air campaign in Syria has been raising eyebrows. This time it is over an incursion of Turkey's airspace. Turkish F-16 fighter jets were scrambled after a Russian plane entered the airspace on Saturday. The interception took place near Yeladagi in the southern Hatay region. Ankara summoned the Russian ambassador to issue a strong protest, warning its armed forces have instructions to intercept as much as a bird crossing its airspace.
Rusya tarafından da intikal eden bilgilerde bunun sehven olan bir şey olduğunu, Türkiye'nin sınırlarına saygılı olduklarını ve tekerrür etmeyeceğini ifade ettiler. Şunu ifade edeyim net olarak. Türkiye'nin angajman kuralları ister Suriye, ister Rusya, ister başka bir ülke uçakları için olsun geçerlidir ve Türk Silahlı Kuvvetleri net olarak talimatlandırılmıştır.
Moscow conceded that the violation was a mistake caused by unfavorable weather conditions. The Turkish PM played down the possibility of a Turkey-Russia crisis, saying that channels between the two countries remained open.
Поэтому данный инцидент – это следствие неблагоприятных погодных условий в этом районе. Не следует здесь искать какие-то конспирологические причины.
NATO warned of the extreme danger of such irresponsible behavior and urged Russia to end airstrikes. US Secretary of State John Kerry said Turkey would have been well within its rights to shoot down the jet.
We're greatly concerned about it because it is precisely the kind of thing that, had Turkey responded under its rights, could have resulted in a shoot-down, and it is precisely the kind of thing that we warned against.
As the Russian air campaign moves into high gear, this episode only illustrates some of the wider dangers involved. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And more international stories in World Wrap. At least 63 people have been killed in a series of car bomb attacks in Iraq. The 3 car bombs went off in separate areas, the biggest near a crowded market in the town of Khalis, where at least 40 people were killed. The other 2 were in the town of Al-Zubair near Basra and in Baghdad. Despite residents and emergency workers attempted to rescue, many feared trapped beneath the rubble. While the Islamic State militants said that they carried out the blast near Basra, no group has so far claimed responsibility for the other 2 attacks. Israel has announced harsher measures to tackle Palestinian violence. The violence in the Israeli-occupied West Bank and Jerusalem has intensified in the past few weeks. A Palestinian teenager was also killed in a clash with Israeli soldiers near the West Bank, raising fears of wider escalation. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu conveyed his security cabinet to authorize these measures. Netanyahu said that Israel would respond strongly against terrorism and against inciters. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has unveiled new gun control laws in the wake of the deadly Oregon shooting. Now, Clinton said that if elected, she would use the power of her office to curb gun violence if necessary. During a campaign stop in Manchester, New Hampshire, Clinton proposed abolishing the legislation that protects gun makers and dealers from being held accountable. She also suggested expanding background checks. In the biggest trade deal in decades, the US and 11 Pacific Rim countries struck a deal on a sweeping trade liberalization pact. The Trans-Pacific Partnership cuts trade tariffs and sets common standards in trade. Though China was not involved in the agreement, the Obama administration hopes it will be forced to accept most of the standards laid down by the TPP. The deal marks the end of 5 years of tense negotiations. Now, despite the success of the negotiations, the deal still has to be ratified by lawmakers in each of the countries. Forced evacuations have been ordered in Columbia, South Carolina, after a dam in the area gave away. Now, 9 people have died in the state due to weather-related incidents. Some 1,300 National Guard troops have been activated to help to respond to the historic storm. Well, now to sports. And South Africa clinched the T20 series with a comfortable 6-wicket win over India in the second T20 at Kartak. Now, India's poor performance led to unruly crowd behaviour, with spectators throwing water bottles onto the pitch. Here are all the details.
South Africa produced a superb bowling performance to bowl out India for their second lowest total in T20 cricket. A struggling India was skittled out for a paltry 92 in 17.2 overs, with Rohit Sharma and Suresh Raina top scoring with 22 runs. This was India's second lowest T20 score after being bowled out for 74 against Australia at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in 2008.
And he's bowled in with the googly. He'll be at a hat-trick. What a delivery first up.
Chasing the low score, the South Africans were cruising towards victory when the match was interrupted with the angry crowd hurling plastic bottles onto the ground. The match was delayed by almost an hour and it required police intervention to resolve the crisis. The Proteas then resumed to finish the formalities, winning the match by 6 wickets and taking an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series.
The reaction of the crowd, we didn't play well, and so at times you get reactions like these. It's only the first bottle. After that, they start throwing it for fun. So we shouldn't take too much into it.
To have that happening, I don't think it's nice for cricket. It shouldn't happen. Even the way the game was played towards the end, it lost its intensity because, obviously India thought that we've already won because we only needed 20 runs.
India will now look to salvage some pride in the final match on 8th October in Kolkata. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in more cricket news, Pakistan's National Security Advisor Sartaj Aziz has ruled out a potential cricket series against India, saying that he saw no chance of a revival of ties between the arch rivals under the current situation. Now, Aziz's remarks came with Pakistan cricket awaiting a final response from India on a series due to be played in December-January in UAE. Now, India had agreed to play 6-test series with Pakistan between 2015 to 2023, but all the series were subject to clearance from respective governments. The Pakistan Cricket Board has said that a meeting with Indian counterparts on the sidelines of an ICC meeting in Dubai this week will settle the matter. And more sporting action in Sports Beat. The Supreme Court has declined to interfere with the BCCI's view to bar its former chairman N. Srinivasan from taking part in any of its meetings. Now, Srinivasan has also withdrawn the application for perjury against BCCI Secretary Anurag Thakur after the matter came up for hearing before the Supreme Court. After winning both their warm-up games against the A team, the Indian men's hockey outfit will take on New Zealand today. Both the teams had last met in the Hero Hockey World League Final 2014, with the Black Sticks coming out triumphant. Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic held on to the top spot in the latest ATP World's singles ranking. Now, Djokovic has led the world rankings for 167 weeks. 17 times Grand Slam champion Roger Federer remained at the second place, followed by British's Andy Murray. And before we wrap up, in a bid to further expand its reach, now Facebook is looking to new technologies to connect people living in remote regions. Facebook has announced teaming up with French-based satellite provider Eutelsat Communications to beam free internet to 14 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The deal will see the companies use the entire broadband payload on the future Amos 6 satellite, along with gateways and terminals on the ground. Facebook hopes the first satellite will be launched in 2016 and can provide connectivity in the second half of 2016. The satellite is to be lofted into the sky by SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. But the project has come under fierce criticism in some countries. Now, businesses in India reacted angrily to the plans, saying that it gave Facebook and its partners an unfair advantage in developing internet markets. Well, that's all in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for your time.